If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Maybe this is the week. I think at the beginning of the season, I felt like week one, it was so much about getting that taste of what happened against Pittsburgh at the end of the year last year out of your minds. But maybe it comes back this year and the reminder of what went wrong. And here's how you don't win a football game. Is there going to be a little bit of that as you prepare for the Patriots?
It's going to be a little bit of everything. I mean, we take in consideration last time we played the Patriots, the way we lost our last playoff game, and everything. I mean, it's all on the field this week. I mean, we have to leave it all on the field. There's win or go home, and we don't want to go home. we're unfinished. We feel like we're the number one team in the league this year, and we're trying to prove that to everybody, to the world.
Now, Ed, one thing about yesterday, and Harbaugh talked about that in his Monday press conference today, but you guys get through the whole game, no turnovers, no penalties. How big is that for a football team? First of all, I want to ask you, do you ever remember playing a game at any level where you went the entire game, no turnovers, no penalties? And what does it say about the discipline that this team has overall, especially when you're faced with the task of going to Foxborough this weekend?
Well, I don't remember any at any level that happened. So that's big, especially in the NFL, in the National Football League. I said at the beginning of the show it's going to come down to turnovers. I mean, the team that take care of the ball and get turnovers is going to win the game. And I think that's huge for us in this next game because we're going on the road. We factor in the crowd factor and the fact that we're probably underdogs, but we don't feel like underdogs. We got to play our football, play sound football, and not make those little mistakes that can get us behind early.
That's unique. You just said that you are under, 7.5 points, by the way, for the record, if you wanted to know.
Doesn't matter.
You guys are underdogs, but this season, that's been rare. I mean, you have not played as underdogs. It's been sort of hard to get that, well, everybody thinks we're going to lose mentality. You've kind of had to say, we got to win despite the fact that everybody thinks we're going to win.
Yeah.
What's that like now to be the underdog again? What is that feeling like for you to say, boy, people really don't think we can go up there and do this?
Well, we're not looking at other people. We know we can win. So it's all that matters that we know we can win, and we're going to go at it as such. And we're going to prepare like no other. We're going to know our opponent like no other, and we're going to go in and attack it.
Is it? Can you guys still get a chip on your shoulder at this point, or do you?
It's without a doubt. We got 52 that motivates us, and there's nobody that can motivate like that guy. I mean, he gave us a kind of speech the night before, and I'm like, man, you need to give us a speech on game day. I got to go to sleep now.
I want to go hit somebody.
Yeah, man. All our veteran leadership is huge because guys that have been there before and guys that been there and been upset before, they're in our ear. And guys like Torrey Smith and myself and Dennis Pitta, we follow that leadership. And I think that's what's pulling us along this year. And we just want to finish it off because, like I said, we're unfinished, and we want to finish it off.
Dude, Chris Wilson caught a touchdown pass yesterday. What the hell was that?
my coach calls him microwave because he's ready at all times. He just bing.
But even you had to be a little confused. You're like, wait a second. It says 87 on that guy's jersey.
Like I said, it's not pretty, but the Ravens get it done.
Tell me about the genesis of that play, though, because I imagine that had to be something that you guys had worked on, or you knew it was there because you had to trust that he was going to catch the ball.
Basically, we put all our eggs in one basket. Either he could open and catch the ball, or Joe just run it himself. So it was no other routes that was in that progression.
Sure.
Joe went back, made a great ball fake. Chris kind of like blocked and eased his way out, and he was wide open.
And Joe nearly fell over on that play, which is the funniest part about it.
Yeah, I mean, how's that for a touchdown catch? I mean, you get one catch on the year, and it's for a touchdown in the playoff game. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a good percentage, by the way.
I'll take it.
He gets to now say he can put the shirt on. All I do is catch touchdowns.
Right.
It's kind of funny because when he came here, he said, that's all I do is score a touchdown in a playoff game. I looked at him and I'm like, get out of here.
Little did you know.
Now, Ed, let me ask you about Chris Wilson. I mean, we haven't had chances. I mean, it was the first catch he made all season long, but it's a different dynamic this year. He's been around a few years. I mean, most people not very familiar with him, but he's been in the league 7 or 8 years. You had Todd Heap last year, and you learned so much from him. We've talked to you about that before, but is it still helpful, beneficial to you and to Dennis, only being in your second year, to have a veteran, even though he's the number 3 guy on the depth chart and a special teams guy, but to have that veteran presence and you can still take away things from him and his experience?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, having a guy like Chris Wilson, a veteran that's been there in the league for 8 years, is huge for us. I mean, and he has to swallow up a little pride because he has to basically play third string to a couple of talented young guys, and he takes that very well. And I mean, he plays a lot of special teams, and he's the type of guy that's been in the league for 8 years, but on a Wednesday practice, he gives us the motivation. He goes out there with the spirit and enthusiasm to get us going, making jokes, so to say, but go out there and make jokes about pushing the sled or something like that. And just seeing him do that, it makes us want to work even harder.
Ed, how familiar are you with Gronkowski and Hernandez up in New England?
Very familiar. Those guys came out the same year as myself and Dennis Pitta, and we kind of got a little rivalry going.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's sort of with the tight end tandem versus tight end tandem.
Yeah, they throw the ball almost 50 times a game, but we respect those guys. They're very talented. We think we're better, but they're very talented, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, and our defense got a task on their hands, and we don't feel like their defense can match up with any of us on the offense. So, my perception, I would say, how I look at the game is our defense has to stop them every other play,
sure.
And our offense have to outscore their offense. I mean, we're not even worried about their defense. We're going to study for them and everything like that, but we have to outscore their offense.
Is it almost a little bit dangerous because you get caught up in, statistically, they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL this year, and you kind of have to ignore that and say, dude, they're way better than that.
Yeah, I mean, we're thinking of them as playing like the Texans.
Sure.
We got to go out with the mentality that they can come out playing their best game of the year, and it's all about us. It's all about us. We go back and watch the tape and see the little things that we can do better, and we're definitely going to be better than this following week.
Ed, can you taste it at this point? Is it starting to get to the point where you're like, dude, it's on my tongue right now?
I keep licking my lips because it's right there. It's right there, and everybody understands that, and I can't wait. I mean, what is today's Monday?
Right. Gotta wait 6 more days.
A whole week.
Yeah, right. No doubt about it.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.